What's going on, everyone? My name is BoIt and I am back with some more Age of Mythology action. Spawning in the right of the map in the blue color playing Loki is TheMista. His opponent today in the red color playing Poseidon is Magic. It's currently it's currently 5-2 in this best of 11 series. This is the game point if you're a tennis player. And that being said, that means that Mista just has to win one game to win. Not to say that this is going to be the game he wins, I don't know. But, he's got one game to win. Magic has the entire... has to do what he has to do to win. So it's Poseidon versus Loki. This matchup... I'm going to talk about last game. Last game was so close. It was ridiculous. There wasn't much going on in terms of like stuff because it was just so close you couldn't really do anything. Sort of like a weird chess match. If any nerds are out there who know chess, you're gonna understand this. It's sort of like playing against the Sicilian defense. That's what Zeus versus Hades is. It's the Sicilian defense. It's like you can't really do anything. If you do, it's sort of like, is that gonna be bad or good? Is something bad gonna happen if I move here? Or anyhow, I think that's a really good analogy which isn't gonna make sense to anybody, but I thought I'd use it. I don't play chess well. I don't play chess. Like, I play chess, but I don't play it well. I just know a little bit about it, and I just thought that was an appropriate thing to say, because I'm sure that chess relates well to RTS players, because it's a logic game, and this is a logic game, basically. Okay, so, Loki versus Poseidon. I prefer Poseidon in this matchup just because I like Poseidon more. I can play Poseidon better than I can play Loki, but that's not to say that Loki's better or worse in this matchup. I think this is another one of the really even matchups, which aren't mirror matchups. And that's because most matchups favor a different god. For example, Zeus versus Thor, or Isis versus Isis versus Ra. But Loki versus Poseidon, heavily comes down to skill. Both players have mobile units, and both players have units which counter the other people's units in some way, shape or form. And I feel like you can just do stuff and it's just going to be really good. As a Poseidon player, I feel like I prefer this matchup as Poseidon because I can do what I naturally want to do as Poseidon to win. But as the Loki player, I feel very out of my comfort zone to win because of ceasefire. I feel like as a Loki player, I have to force ceasefire to win, which isn't necessarily correct. I can win elsewhere, just by raiding or whatever, but I feel like I need to use flaming weapons to win because Loki's a very timing attack-based race, as we see the temple going up, and we see a very fast upgrade coming for Mista, because he's got all of this hunt. But yeah, it's sort of weird like that. It's my fault that I don't like Loki in this matchup. It's not Poseidon's fault. Like, I just like Poseidon better because I feel safer. That being said, that doesn't really mean anything. So yeah, we've seen Alfheim too much this game, this series. Unfortunately, a random map doesn't allow for much like that. You can't say random map and pick these maps in this order, or if you've had this map, don't play this map again, which would be cool, but we can't have that. So unfortunately, there's a random factor. 4 maps on Alfheim in this best of 11 series so far, and yeah, I don't expect to see it again just because, like, 4 times in how many matches we've had so far. So we see 4-city for Mista, and we see Magic going through Hermes. A very standard, very good play. You're going to see the Herso raids coming for out of Mista, and Magic playing with some cavalry and some Toxito. Yeah, and that's about. I don't know exactly what to do. I'm going to be interested to see how Mista plays this out, because if anybody's going to know how to play this matchup well as Loki, it's going to be him. He's just really smart. He's going to be putting some pressure onto Magic with his early Ulfsark and Loki Hersa progression. He's used Spy in a very, very strategic way. For some reason, he's not fighting yet, and he's getting to the... Why wouldn't you fall then? Oh, there we go. There's Force Eddie. Forcing these villagers off hunt early. Really smart. He's got one Hersa out building a longhouse, and we got archery ranges coming up from Magic, which I don't agree with. You need to be building. You need to be building a lot of stables. You need to build at least 2 stables as Poseidon against Loki, because Hersa fast. Better than speedy Hersa are better than Toxotos. Toxotos cannot beat Hersa if you micro well with no lag. There's no way, in my opinion, you should let Toxotos beat you. Like, you can just beat them unless they're like entirely unless there's a lot of Toxotos there and you micro like constantly. But that's hard to do and stuff like that. And we see a lot of Hersa queued up for Mista. He's building raiding cavalry and he's building Hersa, so that's really good. Army competition there. Hersa and upgrading cavalry for Loki is very strong. Magic, on the other hand, only with the 2 archery range. Oh, he's got 1 stable. So 2 archery ranges, 1 stable. So that's okay. I prefer 2 stables, 1 archery range. But it's not like this is bad. He can use the Hippicon for meat shields and deal some damage with the Toxotos. At least he's dealing some damage with the Hippicon if Mista's micro is godlike. So Mista's grabbed up that relic, which I need to see what it is. It's building line of sight, so it's not going to be that much, but I mean it's worth like 150 wood, because that's what signal flares gives roughly. So definitely worth picking up. You wouldn't buy signal flares always, but it's useful later in the game when you want to see more of the map. It's a good line of sight. Looks like Mr. misclicked ceasefire. Is there a raid somewhere? That's sad. I don't want to cast this game. I think Magic just gave up. No. Okay. I just saw his villagers and his army moving towards Mista's base, and I'm like, is that what is that what Magic's gonna do? Is Magic gonna send his villagers over and do a villager attack? That'd be so cool though. Like, you use ceasefire, and then move your villagers into his base, so you don't take any tower fire before you get to his town center. But the raids are going to start happening now. Hall of Fame's Hersers aren't quite out just yet, but he is researching it. And he's got a bunch of units getting built. Unfortunately, that means that Mista can do a timing attack. It doesn't quite look like he's going for it. Actually, he does have the economy management of a fast, semi-fast rogue. If he stops building units around about now, he could get there and he could use flaming weapons to do something like that and win the game. So really, really, really unfortunate for Magic wasting ceasefire like that, because that's basically your get out of jail free card as Poseidon, and it's why this matchup is even. But unfortunately now it's very heavily favouring Loki, because you've got a free use of flaming weapons. However, if Magic gets to the heroic age through Aphrodite, then you can use Aphrodite to kill off all of the raiding cavalry and thus have the Toxotos dealing a lot of damage. But a nice raid coming in here from Mista, picking off a couple of these villagers as he goes through, and as a result, Magic going in and is going to try and pick off a couple of Mista's villagers, but looks like Mista's not going to have any of that. Magic's just going to pick off a house and then probably get out of there, just make sure he doesn't get surrounded. And it looks like Mista, holy Mista, he's actually using his villagers to fight away from the main army of Magic. As a Poseidon, your army strength is here. It's not in singularities like Norse army is, or at least Loki army is. So he's just picking off units left, right, and center here, and then he's going to come back and pick off. Well, unfortunately, he's attacking with these Hersa, which just got built, so he's going to retreat them out. He should be able to get that out nice and safely. Yeah, he's actually managed to do that, and he's picking off so many units like with those stray units there. So that's extremely good for Mista. All right, now he's actually geared up to more population than what Magic has. So at this point, what he can do is he can surround the Poseidon player with all of his army. Where is his army going? He's got a couple of units here. A couple of units. Actually, no. Looks like the size of Magic's is enough to deal with what Mista has at the moment. Unless he gets out of position. I think Mista needs to get a couple more units out in order to deal with this army. But what it looks like is Mista going to the heroic edge. Does he have an, he does have an armory that's hidden. So there's nothing for... he doesn't have resources though. What's he doing? I don't understand. He's building all the longhouse as well. It's really weird. I wish I did understand, but I don't. He's got so many gold mines though, like it's like a non-issue. Mista's Magic's really out of position here, and I feel like the army of Mista's is almost good enough to defeat Magic's. The Magic stopped building units, and Mista stopped building units. So both players looking like they're going to the next age, which is going to favour Mista because flaming weapons is so strong, and that's the only gold mine which is available for Magic. And so flaming weapons on that gold mine with no ceasefire. But again, we do have Aphrodite, the possibility of Aphrodite. So that's going to be an issue for Mista to deal with, but with so many Hersa flaming weapons and then battle border back up, he's actually got 60 favor, and he doesn't yet have pickaxe. He has pickaxe, he doesn't have shaft mining, he doesn't have hand axe, both of which would be useful at this point in the game. Oh, and it looks like there's going to be a little bit of an engagement going on over here, but Mista's sitting at full population without that last house, which you might want to think about getting, and it looks like Mista's just doing a bit of raiding, is trying to pick off some of these back units here, and it looks like, where's Magic going? Magic's going straight to that location at the back, is that what he's doing? No, he's running over here? What's he doing? I don't understand. He's just letting Mista's units run rampant in Magic space, and Bragia is being queued up with only 742 gold left on that gold mine of Magic. So Magic's going to have to be going up to this gold mine when Bragia is queued up. It's going to be crazy bad it's going to be crazy bad for Magic because Mista's going to have flaming weapons to deal with the gold mine. And what's Magic doing? Magic hasn't seen this gold mine, but he's actually moving in. He's actually managing to notice it. So he's going to be able to pick off a bunch of these villages if he can abuse the pathing well enough. It's actually going to be very, very good for Magic. However, at the moment he's in a very precarious position. And Mista can just come back, flaming weapons, get out the battle board and win the game here unless Magic can get out here. But it looks like Mista's going to be cutting him off with... Oh, is he cutting him off, or is he going to get the town centre first? He's going for the town centre, and then who knows what he's going to have to do, what he has to do. I think cutting it off Magic here would have been a smart move, but I think he can probably get this town centre up and cut Magic off at the same time. Potentially. At this point in the game, you need to put all these villages to gold, because you've got... flaming weapons coming up. You've got almost 100 population, so you can produce battle ball out of your bum. It's going to be crazy. Okay, here we go. The cutoff here, and there's nothing which Magic can do. Magic actually can't get back to his base. And Magic isn't going to the next stage at all. Not even close. So he's going to have to fight here. Flaming weapons is going to go. Mista has to start producing battle ball so he can get some favor from this fight. Otherwise, it's going to be quite bad. Well, it's not going to be good. I don't know how it works in terms of... it does still work, okay. So, myth units can still get built even if you have... Actually, I don't know if they can, he just made battle ball. If you have 100 favor, I'm not sure if myth units can get built. And Magic taps out of the game. GG. His gold mine was almost expired. He had He had 500 gold, but he didn't have any units. He was sitting at 42 supply. That's why he tapped out. He's also demoralized because he's down 5-2 in a best of 11 series, race to 6. So all in all, this game was a really strong game. This series was really, really good. Even though it's a 6-2 in favour of Mista, the games are really close, especially the Hades vs Zeus game on Alfheim. The previous one was so close, it was ridiculous. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I need to apologise for the lateness of this cast. Been super busy. Hopefully I can get some more games out there, and I hope that the amount of games that I've given you at the moment will be a compromise for how little games I've given you over the recent weeks. So if you enjoyed this series and you enjoyed these games, please rate and subscribe. And also comment. I do read every single one of the comments you post. Even if I don't reply, I've read it. So definitely post and ask me questions and all that other good stuff. Thank you for watching. My name is BoIt. I'll see you guys next time.